Welcome, welcome, welcome to part two or lesson two of Neville's VIP course, Creating $3 Million, based on the PDF that I've created. And also, if you want to get this PDF, a copy of this for yourself so you can print it out, that's the very first link in the description. But we're covering that in detail. This is lesson two. We're going to briefly go back to lesson one here and to see if everyone, just to give you a fast track of where we are. If you missed yesterday's video as well, get into that too right now. Grand Rising. Grand Rising. Privacy. Okay. Adrian, Grand Rising. Okay, so let's cover, let's go quickly. What are the first lesson you were supposed to do? We're going to cover that real quick. Essentially, with the first lesson, you were supposed to determine which people you wanted to create for your vivid scene that you're going to create in your imagination. So the two friends or two family members, you're supposed to download that information right here. In your imagination, locate two people in your life that you trust, people that you know very well. Picture the way they look, hear the sound of their voices, smell their smells. Bring your senses into this scene vividly. All right, so for 20 minutes, I want you to set the stage, locate in your mind the two people you want to use for your imaginal act. This is lesson two. So if you haven't done that yet, start working on that, but we're going to move to lesson or part two today. So you weren't supposed to worry about the actual scenery yet. Just creating the two people that you're going to have in your imaginal act when you're creating, the success in your life, them congratulating you. To get that, so you really, really feel that, okay? You really feel and the sensory vividness of the scene, because the more you make it real, the realer it becomes, and the more it becomes like your three-dimensional world, then it creates those beliefs. That's how you impress the subconscious mind with these feeling states, okay? So remember not to move to the second lesson until you have completed the first exercise. All right, so I assume that most of you have done this. And like I said, if you want a copy of this PDF for yourself to print as many copies as you want, to do this at your own pace and to be able to just have it with you all the time, or get it for a friend of yours or a family member to improve the muscle of their mind and to create success into their life, the Neville Goddard way, that's the very first link in the description. You can get a copy of this PDF. Print it out. Okay, so we're going to get into lesson two now. This is a very important lesson, okay? Really, really important lesson. So for the second lesson, I want you to do this meditation for as long as we did lesson one, but this time I want you to create the scene without anyone in it. So even though you've downloaded the information about who you wanted in it, now we're going to move to the next level where you are going to create the scene itself without anyone in it, because we're going step by step here to create this very vivid scene for yourself and to make the scene real. And then we're going to implement and bring in the people that you want to be in your scene, congratulating you, okay? Because the way that Neville Goddard did it, and he taught it, was to do it on a cruise ship. But you don't have to do that. You can do this anywhere you want, whatever fits best for you, whatever scene you want to create in your own imagination. You're welcome to do that. If you don't want to be on a cruise ship like Neville Goddard taught it, you can be on the beach. You could be in your house. You could be, in a different country. You can create the scene anywhere that you want to create it. So you're not limited to that. This is how it was taught to my grandfather by Neville Goddard himself, and he had unbelievable success. Okay, so find the place in your mind that you want your scene to take place and make it real to you. Imagine the furnishings and the surroundings that are going to use for your entire scene. Consider going to the place first and downloading the way it looks and feels to use in your imaginal clip. Do not be discouraged if this takes time. Great things are coming, okay? This is a really important part of this. You want to determine where you want the scene to be. And if it is a cruise ship, what you can do is you can look up different things, even on the internet, or go to certain places that are going to mirror the place that you want to create your imaginal scene. So you start downloading that information of what that scene looks like in the three-dimensional world. In the simulation, you can see it, and you can download this information and then go back into your imagination and reuse that for your vividry, for your imaginal act. And so that's really important to understand this. But this is the next lesson. You really need, if you don't need to do that, you don't have to. If you've already got a good idea of where you want this to be, a good feeling of, what it would feel like to be there, having everything that you want now, then you can just go right into your imaginal act. Or if you already know from lesson one what the people look like, everything that's going on with them and how they feel, what their voices sound like, their smells are, everything that they, all their quirks that they have, you can determine all that, okay, and use that for your imaginal act. And if you already know all those things, you're ready to move to lesson 3. We're letting everyone else catch up. All right, so downloading all this information is necessary if you need to work on this, because if you're going into your imaginal act and you're not able to really create a powerful feeling state from your visual scene, this can help you tremendously. You go back and you just download information from the 3D world and really study it and be present in the moment as you're doing that. Really be present in the moment as you're doing that. Really important. All right, so we're going to move to lesson 3. We're probably going to do lesson 3 on Monday, but I really want everyone to get prepared for that. And like I said, you can get that. You can print this out if you want. It's the very first link in the description below. Hello, everyone. Okay, who do we have in the live chat here? We'll do some Q&A. We'll do some Q&A on these two first lessons. All right, Grand Rising. Hey, hi, everyone. Hello. Thank you all for being here. And I got that new camera. I got another camera, and I really like this one. Very clear. I really like how clear it is. Finally found a camera that I really like. Be very good for the upgrading the channel. All right, I love that. Good morning, Julie Bailey. Welcome to the gold members. All right. Oh, speaking of gold members, we are doing a live conference, a Zoom conference on the Mighty Networks tomorrow in Neville book for the gold members, not the gold members on YouTube. They're separate. There's gold members for the Mighty Networks and there's gold members on YouTube. But if you are interested in that, if you already are in the Mighty Networks and you want to join the gold members, you can re-sign up with a different email address or cancel your current membership and then reopen it as a gold member. If you wanted to upgrade from the free membership to the gold membership, because there are free memberships, you don't have to pay anything. It's absolutely free to join the membership. But if you want the gold memberships, you can either cancel your current or you just use a different email address and keep both the free and the others. That way you can join the live Zoom conferences. We're having one tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. But Julie Bailey, welcome to Gold members. Thank you so much for the support. And let's see, Snake Dagger, good morning. Andrea Jackson, good morning. Monica Jackson, good morning from California. Thank you for sharing some powerful information with us always. You're pure genius. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoy. Glad you're putting it into practice. You'll see huge changes in your life, that's for sure. Good morning. Hello, millionaires. Hello. Good morning. Happy to be live here from part of Wales, UK. Okay. It's G. Lewis 33 from California. Good morning. All of you haven't done lesson 1 yet. Can I go back and do it? Yes, absolutely. Like I said, you can go to the previous video yesterday, or we kind of just went over it briefly in this lesson too. But in order to move on to the second lesson, you need to get the first lesson established. It's very important. I'm going to do this correctly, and really master this exercise. You really have to put the time in, to develop your mind, get it ready, get your imaginary act, your visualization prepared. Really important. Yes, but how do you complete part 1 if you don't have anyone in your life? Let's see. You could create anyone. I mean, I'm sure there's someone in your life that you could manage this, and create something. But you could use anyone. If there's any acquaintance or that you have, it doesn't necessarily have to be a family member. You could use anyone for this. You know, just someone that you know their voice. You know their voice, and you know what they look like, what they sound like. They usually wear the clothing that they wear. How tall are they? You know, different specifications with that. All right, let's see here. You are Neville incarnate. I have trouble when I visualize at night. It wakes me up and I can't go back to sleep. What should I do so I can fall asleep? You know, my grandfather used to tell me this. He said he used to stay up for nights and nights and nights because of this reason. He would make his scenes so vividly real that it would excite him so much that he wouldn't be able to sleep. Sometimes it'll he said it will happen that way until you create it so real and you feel the relief, satisfaction of it, you know, that it's already done. Then you're calm, you're able to go to sleep in it. But sometimes when you're first beginning, it could take a little bit of time, you know, just touching on that, touching on the feeling that it's already completed, touching on that feeling that it's already completed. Ruther, yeah, but how do you complete part one? Okay, yeah, you don't have a, but you can find someone. Ruther, find someone, find someone that you can use for your imaginal act. You know, just you're just creating the feeling state. Even if it's someone in your past that's not even in your life anymore, you can still you can still use that. You may even draw that person back into your life from doing it. Deidre M. Downloading the info is key for me and really helps bring me into focus. Yeah, downloading the information, even the $100 bills, even counting $100 bills, having a $100 bill and downloading that information, whether it's a $100 bill, a $50 bill, or a $20 bill, downloading that information can be really helpful. Really, really helpful. Good morning. Listen from Lake Ozark, Missouri. Ozark. Okay, yeah, that's isn't there? I was watching. I think I watched some of that series on Netflix a while back ago. Ozark. Is that the same place? Loving your book from the cover to cover. Thank you for all morning pep talks. Yes, you're welcome. Yeah, I love doing the lives. Like I said, my book is also, there's a link in the description to that as well. To Amazon, if you wanted to read that, we also cover that in lives. I think we covered that book really, really well. You know, all the topics. And if you're wanting to know any of my testimonials or any of my grandfather's testimonials, success stories, breaking down the law of assumption with Neville Goddard, you know, the VIP meetings, all those different techniques, pick that book up where you can have a copy of that. That's a link in the description as well. Deidre, thank you so much for this. You are welcome. GM, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hero Day Movement. Hi from Portugal. Can the scene be of them talking to us on the phone? How would you go about that? I wouldn't do this one on the phone. I would do this live in person. I would do this live in person. That way you can really create the feeling of your success now. I think you can do it from the phone, but I just wouldn't recommend this one. I would create a vivid scene, like, because I want to keep it as similar and as close as possible to the way Neville Goddard taught it. Neville Goddard taught it that you were on a cruise ship being congratulated, you know, from two of your family members on your success. So you're hearing it from someone else, you know, in person, right in front of you. You could see the excitement on their faces for you and their happiness for you that you're now super ultra successful. So I want to keep this as close as possible, but there are other techniques about phone, you know, of manifesting a phone conversation, you know, of someone coming into your life or contacting you, which there's also, I have also made videos on that Neville Goddard taught, but that was a separate technique. Separate technique. Good morning, Civil Lister. SG, hi David. Thank you for the live streams. Any updates on the audio version of your book? Yes, we're waiting on that now. We're waiting on 2 platforms with the audiobook. We had that professionally made, professionally recorded audiobook. I'm going to let everyone know I'm going to do a live event as soon as I get word from Fabio, my co-author, about that. And I'm going to post a live on that with a link right to it. The way you guys can get that immediately, the audiobook. But that's almost ready. And I will let everyone know soon as that is ready. As soon as that is published, I'll let everybody know. I will immediately jump on a live event. So make sure your notifications on, make sure you're subscribed, make sure that your notifications are on, so you know as soon as that is live. What camera did you choose? Good question. I was thinking that someone was going to ask me that. Right here, I kept the box. That way, I'm not affiliated in any way, nor am I trying to get anyone to buy this camera, but I absolutely love it. I've went through a ton of different cameras. The FaceTime Pro, it's a premium 4K webcam. Elgato. Elgato. Here it is right here. This is actually the camera right here. And the key to this was a lot of the other ones I was getting, a lot of the other cameras I was getting had a mic built into it. And so I wanted to get one that was dedicated solely to the video, because you can see that the frame rate is so much better. It's so much clearer. It's ultra 4K. I think it was like $300, $100. The other ones were like 150, and there's no comparison whatsoever. And I really look forward to making just regular videos with this camera. Ultra clear, and I love it. Absolutely love it. Super happy about that. But yeah, that's Elgato. Elgato Facecam 4K. 33 Aldrich. Okay, Aldrich. Grand Rising from Canada. We appreciate you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I love doing the lives. It's something I really look forward to, doing these every day, But on the weekends, I'm going to try to do them, but I have so much. I'm doing the Zoom conferences now on the Mighty Networks, as well. So I'm trying to, I may not be able to do the lives on the weekends. I'll be doing them throughout the day. I'll post other videos probably on the weekends that are already pre-recorded. Can you brag about the thing you want to someone in your imagination, like the job I make $1,000 a year? No, don't do that. Don't talk about your manifestations. Don't brag about the things that you want to have, because that puts you in the state of wanting it. And it kind of shows that you don't have the belief for it yet, because you can kind of equate that to, if you're super confident or ultra rich, you don't go around telling people really necessarily, that you're confident. A confident person doesn't say I'm confident, really, or brags about being confident. They just are. They just are. So be in that state of being, and don't talk about your manifestations. Afterwards, you can talk about it, if you really want to, but you may not have that desire once you're in that current state of consciousness. May not be one of your desires anymore to speak about it. It may not be. So don't worry about that. Yeah, don't do that. That was actually something that was equated to my grandfather, because I was having issues manifesting bigger things. I went to my grandfather and he asked me, that was the first thing he said, are you talking about it? Are you bragging about things that are you communicating with people before your manifestations actually come into fruition? I said, yes, I am. He said, stop doing it, because it's like you're planting a seed in the ground. All right. And you're waiting, it's coming. Planted the seed, and you're allowing the subconscious mind or God to bring it to you. And and when you tell somebody about that before it comes into fruition, it's like digging up the seed and showing people the seed, and then redigging the hole, putting the seed back in. And the percentages of it happening lower. I've actually done a lot of different exercises, where my percentages were greatly increased when I didn't talk about it, just from trials and tribulations and doing experiments. Grand Rising, Yolanda. I'm in sales, and what you teach has worked. Absolutely, it will work. Absolutely. All right. So, I lost. There we go. So, do all you vets like myself have a wonderful day tomorrow. USMC. All right. Yes, absolutely. Yes, and that is it's actually my 13th year sober. 13th year without alcohol. 13th year anniversary tomorrow. Nick's Hypnotherapy, enjoying your shows as usual from UK London. Thank you for being here. Anya Marshall, Grand Rising, thank you for your lives. Worthiest of missions you are on, brother. Messaging from Odessa, Texas. Welcome, welcome. Pam Ross, welcome to the gold members. Awesome. Thank you so much, Pam Ross. And Pam, for the gold members on YouTube, we are doing live events. All the gold members on YouTube, I do a live event every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. All right, and I cover things that I really can't talk about publicly. On the regular lives, we'll get into more depth and detail, answer more questions. Of course, there's less people, so I'm able to answer all questions very specifically. Success story. I want to see Germany, and I do not have the means to pay for the travel. I gave up how and went on a trip in my mind. I forgot about it, and a few months later, I was there. And that's what the original story with Neville and Abdullah. You know, Neville kept asking him, he says, I need to travel to Barbados, but I don't have any money. He said, you've already traveled there. And you went first class. You went first class and slammed the door in his face. Thank you. Thank you, David. I'm so grateful for all you do. You are welcome. Absolutely welcome. From Croatia. Hi, guys, from Croatia. Eno T. Monica Jackson, I messaged you about a year ago about Manifestation 12K after listening to the Creating 10K meditation. Oh, yeah, I think I remember that, Monica. Monica Jackson. Really, really, if you could send me an email. If you go on my website, that's the very first link in the description. Send me a message, and I would love to get your video testimonial. I'll publish that on the website. And maybe we could do more with that as well. Success stories, I want to know about them. We're going to post more of those, even go into the Mighty Networks and Neville book and post those as well. Golden Age, Hero Day movement. Adam T, I am from Germany, originally relocated to Portugal last year. How did you like your trip? Thanks for sharing and congratulations. All right, so relocated to Portugal last year. How do you like your trip? How do you like your trip from being relocated? I don't know if I quite understand your question. You traveled originally, relocated to Portugal last year. So how did you like it? Thanks for sharing and congratulations. All right, so Tanya Marshall, use a mentor you follow online and pretend they are saying it to you. I love that. Absolutely love that. Miss Bella 1111. Awesome. Christian free fire series Ozarks. Okay. Yeah, I was watching that. Actually that show on Netflix. I only watched a couple episodes, but I noticed it was the Ozarks, and it's called Ozark. I was wondering if that's where you're from. All right, Sky Mask. Thank you so much. Wow. Thanks for all the advice, Elmer. I'm a 23-year-old guy with an overthinking problem. Sometimes I feel like I've been brainwashed since I was a kid, but thanks to your knowledge, I've been managing. Awesome. Overthinking. You know, I had this same issue with overthinking. My grandfather used to tell me, he said, overthinking, can be detrimental to your manifestations. Overthinking, and having the improper mindset. And you're right. It all has to do with being brainwashed. And these exercises, and you continue to do them, like the leaf exercise, you will have control of your overthinking. And that's why I advise people to develop this part of the mind, because that's what really cured me of my overthinking and was able to rewrite a lot of programs from my past. It's all based on getting control of the muscle of my mind and knowing what it was doing all the time. So that's what I would recommend, and I'm sure you're doing it. The leaf exercise, the reverse course, you're doing those, and that will assist you in reprogramming those beliefs. 3 million sounds like about what I will do, honestly. Yes, Ruther, thanks for the advice. You're welcome. AU Joy at Joy. Hi, Elmer. Hello, how you doing? Woohoo, ski mask. Mary Living, good morning. Erica Bradshaw from Miami. Anthony Lumpkins, how manifest $10,000? Have you tried the counting $100 bills technique? But if you're shooting for more, try the exercise we're covering here, Neville's VIP course to create 3 million. Um, start implementing it. Go back and watch these lives. We did part 1 yesterday and part 2 today. Or go to my website, get the my famous, or Neville Goddard's, or it's actually my grandfather's, really, Elmer Locker Jr. Counting $100 bills, so you can get the famous 10K challenge. The PDF printout on my website. That link is also in the description. Also in the description. Right. So, can you imagine 2 different scenes, each for a separate person? I would put them both into one scene. I don't want to take this away too much from what Neville Goddard was teaching, and that's what he wanted us to do, was create 2 people that are close to you in the imaginal act, or 2 people. They don't necessarily have to be close to you. 2 people you can identify. You know what they sound like, you know what they look like, and you see the excitement in their eyes, and they're congratulating. All right. So, should we repeat the scene over and over again, or create a new one? We're going to get into that. That is coming up in the following lessons. And like I said, if you want this yourself, you can get that. You can get the PDF printout. You can read along with us. You can jump ahead just to see what's going on beforehand, or have it where you can print it out. The PDF is the very first link in the description. You want to get a copy, or you can just follow along with the lives. We're going to cover each lesson. We're on lesson 2 now. Monday we'll cover lesson 3. And then we have a total of 6 lessons. So we'll probably get all of the lessons done by next week. But if you like I said, if you want a copy of this yourself, it's the link's in the description. You can print out as many copies as you'd like. And you can even have it by your bedside and read it to remind you to do it. And or you can print it out, come back and follow along with my teachings. So have like a video live course with me and with us, as we're doing the lives, and you have the PDF. Willie Jennings, where are the testimonials? The testimonials, I have many, many testimonials on my website. It's also the very first link in the description. It'll take you to my website. I have a ton of testimonials on there. Huge testimonials on there. There's also a lot of testimonials on the Mighty Networks in the feed. See a lot of testimonials every day. There's different things that are being posted about success stories. And that's the Law of Assumption community. Neville book. Kind of named it after Facebook, but it's Neville book. Neville book. All right, so Miss Bell, I manifested money today. I live in Scotland, and I found euros, 250 euros, and $100 in my drawer from holidays I have been on a while ago. I must have forgotten all about taking it as a win, as money always just. Absolutely love that. Great success story. Little wins can turn into big wins too. Every little bit counts. Nino Brown, greetings and solutions from JM. All right. Ivana Gomez, is it live now? It's showing 23 hours ago on my end. You're talking about the previous video? Yeah, that was live yesterday. That's the first lesson. You can bounce back. I'll retitle that way you can see that it's part 1. I'll retitle them, that way they're easier to follow. Like I said, we're going to be getting into lesson 3. And if you missed lesson 2, just rewatch the live when we get finished here. We'll cover that. Cover that in detail. The camera quality is outstanding. Yes, I know. I finally got a new camera. The Elgato FaceTime camera. I look forward to making other videos too with it. From India. Let's see. From Atlanta. Oh, I think I missed some here. Oklahoma. I'm really loving all the teachings. I will be a millionaire soon. How come back with 2 different lessons? How you come back to the 2 different lessons, like Monday with lesson 3. I had a hard time finding lesson 2. Yeah, I'll try to, I'll retitle them, but they're the live events. If you go under my webpage and hit the tab lives, it should take you right to my video yesterday. It should be the very top of the list, but I'll retitle those so they're easier to follow. Oklahoma, or like I said, you can go to the very first link in the description and print out your own PDF copy of this. Oklahoma, represents healthy prosperity, spiritual victory, and well-being. And so, to everyone, these lives are informative as Neville's lectures almost. You are the new age Neville. Thank you. I love doing it. We will continue, and we're only growing from here. We're only growing from here. Congratulations. Good morning from Atlanta. I need a camera. Yeah, this is a great camera. I love this one. The Elgato FaceTime camera. Thank you. Hello. Have a nice day. Greetings from Argentina. From Argentina. Thank you for all that you do. Listen to you as much as I can, and sometimes it's happening. Thank you. Awesome. Love it. I have been doing this exact meditation scene November 1st. The first course definitely helped me last night. Yes, absolutely. Help, and like I said, I'll retitle these lives. You can see them. But if you want to, go to my YouTube channel. Go to the front of the YouTube channel. Should be a tab. It says live streams. You'll be able to see the most previous one that I made. Interesting fact, I'm a last couple of weeks on a mission to manifest $3 million. And there is you doing a live about the exact amount that must be something. This is actually Neville Goddard's. Neville Goddard's that I was able to extract this information from my grandfather. Luckily, I love that. Look, confirmation, impression is received. Happy day, all blessings and gratitude. I won 9 knives, 2 guitars, a guitar pedal, granted since I spent enough to buy guitar. Proceeds go towards building a guitar museum. That's me doing my best with technique. Congratulations. Congrats. Big wins. Thank you for sharing. From Miami, Cynthia Alvia Gilmer. I was visualizing myself counting stacks of $100 bills, and somehow I ended up counting stacks of $100 bills, but for a company. That's part of my manifestation too. If you've followed my testimonials, my success stories, that's the exact thing that happened to me, and I just had to keep doing it and create ownership within me. But that just means you're almost there. That means that's like proof that what you fall asleep with doing is going to happen, even if you haven't created the ownership of it. Like I said, I go into detail in my book about my manifestations too. And you'll also find that link in the description on Amazon to my book. We covered my grandfather's testimonials, all my success stories as well. I am not receiving notifications of you being live. I don't know why. Don't know why. But if you don't get a notification, just check my channel. You'll see that I do one every day, except for on the weekends. Suppose if I want a girl with a nice figure and then with a nice looks, can I visualize both at the same time? Sure. Absolutely. Just get everything ready, your mind, control the visualizations, learn to develop your muscle of your mind to get to that next level. Hi from Florida. How do I manifest you being my boyfriend? Well, you can visualize, because there's an infinite amount of versions of me and an infinite amount of versions of you. So I wouldn't limit it to just one person. You could create different versions, of the same personality, by visualizing the person that you want to be with, and just creating the same type of scene. Leslie Ritter. I'm in Oklahoma. I've seen that a few times on this chat. Where does the link for the PDF of this live show? There's no link to the lives, but if you go to my YouTube channel, there'll be somewhere. There'll be a tab that says live events or live streams. You click on that, and there'll be itemized list of the in order. Should be in order of the most previous ones that I've did. And like I said, I'm going to retitle them where they're easier to find, much easier to find. Thank you, David. This is just the beginning of the money is flowing to me 3 million before I know it. Grateful for you and for your advice and guidance. Thank you so much. I love hearing the testimonials. Love it. Love it. Lego Batman. I listened to the money manifestations for the first time and had 3 clients call back within 1 hour and close the deals. Was blown away. Thank you. You're having great success, and you're actually, when you start having even the smaller wins, it'll start developing, your new belief systems and new programs of what the simulation is all about, and that you have control over that simulation. Love to the chat. KI Gen channel. Music community. I feel fear of my goals. How to overcome it. You can, when you're fearing something, as we know, you're attracting it. So you have to kind of get rid of that and with your reactionary process and really slowing time down. So I would recommend mastering the leaf exercise. Mastering the leaf exercise. I've covered that in previous videos. I have different videos I've made on that. Also have a PDF course you can print out on my website. I think that link is in the description, or at least you can get to my website, kind of navigate, and you'll find it there. Real life topics, $3.33. How to manifest larger amounts of money right now. How to manifest larger amounts of money right now. Okay. Doing this exact course that we're doing right now. This was designed by Neville Goddard himself. It was taught, something that I've used and had massive success with, and also hundreds of other people that have used this that have had massive amounts of success. Or, what you fall asleep with going to happen. So if you fall asleep feeling that you have large amounts of money, however you want to create that, that's what's going to be impressed into the subconscious mind and what's going to come into fruition into your life. So ask yourself questions as you're going to sleep at night. How would I feel right now if I had this much money in my bank account, or I had this much real estate, or I had this many friends, or I had a great relationship, or I was healthy, I was wealthy, I was wise. How would I feel right now? And how do I see the world as this person with this large amount of money? Create those feeling states as you're falling asleep and pressing the subconscious mind. And if you find that difficult, you need to work on the development of the muscle of your mind to retain feeling states. You can attain that mastery through the leaf exercise and the reverse course by developing the muscle of the mind. Good morning. Love these lives. He and Elmer, Neville, the best breakfast ever. Thank you so much. Mundo de Alexandra SV. Hello. Joe Olivia. If Dave sold this info, nobody could afford it. Thanks for helping people. It's all free. Free live events. And I actually do go back into, because after I get off the live stream, I've noticed that YouTube turns on the mid-roll ads. They turn, and I literally intentionally turn those off. I do not want mid-roll. I don't want ads coming on during the video. I think it disrupts the video, and I intentionally turn those off. But whenever I do a live and then I'm done with the live, they turn them on. Then I have to go back in and turn them back off. I have to go back in periodically and turn them off. They turn the mid-roll ads on. I don't want ads on videos. All right, so thanks for answering. You're welcome. Ivana Gomez. Hi, Elmer. I've had a hard time visualizing me. I can never see me. I can see everyone else I visualize, but never me. What am I doing wrong? Maybe you could do a practice of looking at yourself in the mirror. You should be able to see yourself. And what would be a good that? Maybe there's an issue with, how you feel about yourself, of what you look like. Maybe you can imagine yourself, looking the way that you want to look, like with a mirror technique. If there's an issue with that. Maybe there's not. But try seeing yourself in the mirror in your imagination, of smiling. See yourself smiling and happy, successful in the mirror. Try that technique. Maybe change some things about yourself if you want while looking in the mirror. How can I manifest my dream? What's that? Utola Wahab. How can I manifest my dream job even if my application has been rejected? Well, you got to look at everything. It's happening for your benefit. Your dream job, you were rejected, and there's another job that's even better that's waiting right around the corner for you, and there's a reason why that happened. That's super important to understand that. But I actually have a sleep meditation on manifesting your dream job. But you have to know that you can't react negatively to that rejection. That's a big part of this. Don't react to the rejection of that job, because that happened for your benefit. You have to view your world on that level. Start viewing your world at that level, where you see that this job that there's another job that's actually, there's 10 other jobs that are better than this one that are right around the corner. And you're going to see that later. You're going to look back and be like, I'm so glad that that job rejected me, because I wouldn't have been able to see or get to this other job that I'm at now. You'll see that that'll happen. Start viewing you, observing your world that way. Still no notifications. Wow. Hmm. Well, you could always go to my channel and you could see, go to my channel every day, and it's usually the same time. I'm trying to do them every day around 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, anywhere from 9 to 10 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. So you kind of have an idea of when to be on and be ready for it. Hello, Elmer. Greetings from Finland. How do you keep the balance with money going and coming? Because it can't always just come. Wow, that's actually a really good question. Really good question. Well, it's about developing your concept of yourself and the understanding of what you just said. Understanding that, money's going to come and go in a certain direction. You just want to be receiving a lot more than you're getting. So it's going to come down to the value and the service the value that you're providing to the world, and service that you're providing to the world. And you'll notice that that will also bring great things to you and a lot of money to you. So it's about developing that part of your personality. Just like Charles Hannell said, he said it's all about the greatest good to the greatest number. So when you're providing the greatest good or the most value to the greatest number, like scaling, then you're going to have the most amount of income coming in. Sometimes that will require the loss of money, paying out your team and that. But if you're providing more value than you're taking, then you're gonna outweigh that balance. You're outweighing the balance. That's why it's important to be not to be too much of a consumer and be creating more than you're consuming. Because if you're consuming more than you're creating, then you're gonna have less money. So you want to be a creator and not consumer. You have to change that, rebalance that. You're providing more value than you're taking in. So, and then you'll see the balance start to shift. But great question, Miss Bell 1111. We are also lucky to be in David's community. Yes, I'm lucky to be in this community. I'm so grateful and appreciative of being in this community and having so many people that are right on the same page with me. Getting out of prison and seeing that. But before I went in, it was like nobody even knew who Neville Goddard was when I was studying him. No one did. It was like nobody knew. But my grandfather led me to him. So I started reading and studying and practicing the exercises. When I got out of prison, I started posting, I posted a video on YouTube, and it just reactions that I got, and the interactions that I got from everyone, how many people were watching and were interested and were following the teachings was really exciting for me to see that. I was like, wow, everyone is really going mainstream, and it was just really excited me. Thank you for the lives, much appreciated. I drink, I feel 1,000 times better drinking. I saw the short on that alcohol is the spirit killer from you. Can you expand on that and make a full video on that? Absolutely. Let me make a note of that. Spirit killer. Because I can kind of go in a little bit of depth right now on that, about anything that's like a foreign substance to you and that can change your inner dialogues, without you being in control. Because it's all about you being in control of your inner dialogues at every moment of time. So if you're taking any substance that can alter your inner dialogue, then you're going to create things that you're not in control of. And I found that when I drank alcohol, I lost control of my thoughts. I lost control of my inner dialogue. And when you lose control of your inner dialogue, you're going to be imagining things that you're not in control of. So when you imagine things, consciously or unconsciously, those are creating feeling states. So then you're creating feeling states that you're not in control of, and then those feeling states are then projected out into your three-dimensional world and shift you in the multiverse to a world you don't want to live in. So I'm very specific about, being in control of my inner dialogue and manifesting things, a world that I want to be living in. And when I start to take outside substances, I notice that creates a large change within my inner dialogue and can shift the world that I'm living in. And I don't want that. And I find that outside substances do that. But of course, that's just a belief. But I think that inner dialogues are real, and I think that losing control of your inner dialogue is detrimental to your success. And having total control of what your inner dialogue is doing all the time is essential to creating the life of your dreams. I hope that helped. But great question. All right, so Malin Patel, to become a gold member. Okay, did I miss some questions here? Didn't get a notification. What is your website? My website. Oh, I don't have that posted here. That up. Order. Up. Oh, there it is. Put that right at the top of the screen. Make it a little bit bigger. There it is. But you'll find, you can just go to the link in the description. Move that. www.elmerlockerjr.com. That's my website. If you can't find the links, that will take you right to it. That will take you right to my website. You watch news channel. I don't watch the news. Don't watch the news. Every now and then I will. Every now and then, but I mean, I won't become attached to it at all unless it's something that I can, and I'll invest. If I invest my thoughts into something, it's going to be something that I know that I can assist with. But if I can't, I don't waste my time on it. I just focus positively and redirect my attention, things that I can help and I can assist with. Knowing about imagination, does that make what psychics and mediums do obsolete? In a way, it does. In a way that it does, and it's a really good question that I actually want, a topic that I wanted to get into about psychics and mediums, because psychics and mediums are just essentially manifesting when they see something in the future, or they determine something, that may happen to you in their future. And they're telling you about it. They're actually manifesting in that. When you believe in that psychic or that medium telling you something about your future, then you're actually manifesting that to happen and shifting in the multiverse to that world where that's going to happen. So I wouldn't leave it up to them to decide what your future is going to be. I would, create your own future with your own imagination. You don't need someone else to tell you what's going to happen to you. You can create that yourself. And that's why I think that, it is somewhat obsolete, psychics and mediums. You're kind of giving your power away. You go to a psychic because your future is all determined by you. There's no one to change but self. So why go to a psychic and have them tell you what your future is when you're in control of that with the impressions that you're making in inner dialogues, and that's really what creates reality, is your imagination from your inner dialogues in the world that you're living in. So when you're essentially giving your power away to a psychic when you say, I don't know my future, can you please tell me what it is? And then they see something and create something for you to see something, that they may see from their world, and then they tell you about it, and then you come into their world, and then that's manifested from your beliefs, what the psychic saw for you. Then that changes your inner dialogue and sends you to that world in the multiverse where that's going to happen. So I wouldn't give your power away. You are in control. You are in control of the impressions that you make with God and the subconscious. Right. So Erica, could you try working on forgiveness and releasing resistance? If it doesn't feel good, let it go. Could you try working on forgiveness and releasing resistance? Absolutely. And that's huge. And I find that forgiveness is forgiving yourself. It says it in the Bible. And I believe that revising something is essentially forgiveness. When you forgive, you're revising things. The moment that you can look back at something you did in the past, that you may feel bad about, and had another opportunity to do that, and you would do it differently now, in that moment, you are forgiven. You are forgiven, and you have revised that scene, your imagination, and shifted in the multiverse. Because you're no longer that state of consciousness. You're no longer that state of consciousness, so now you can move forward, and you're going to shift in that world. You've now been forgiven for that. No longer in that world, so you can let go of that resistance. All right, so to become a gold member, All right, so we have two different types of gold members. We have one We have the gold members on YouTube, which would be the live event on Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we also have gold members on Mighty Networks, which is Neville book, where we're doing a Zoom conference tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And those links are in the description as well. Go to Neville book and you can sign up for a gold membership there. All right, so I'm going to answer one more question and we're going to jump off, but I will be, if you want to attend that live Zoom conference, I'll be able to see you. Not only can you see me, but I can see you. You can listen in and touch base. Not necessarily have to see you. You don't want that, but you can just listen in. Want to introduce yourself and ask me any questions personally, live, video to video. Do that. Okay, love the answer. Thank you. You are welcome. One more question. Let's see here. Blake Stratton. How diverse is your Imaginal portfolio? In other words, is it wise to focus on one single desire no matter how long it takes to manifest, or to honor multiple desires at once? That's a very, very good question. And there are other ways that you can determine. I won't stay on one for long periods of time, depending on what it is, but there is a way to determine whether your manifestations are coming, and that's just going into a brief meditation and seeing where your inner dialogue is going. And if it is leading you towards that, you're getting ideas to accomplish that, or it's leading you, or your inner dialogue is actually talking about things after the fact, after already getting that manifestation, you'll know whether you have impressed the subconscious mind or not, and you can move on to the next thing. So if that answers your question, I don't stay. I mean, there are ways to determine whether you have impressed the subconscious mind and your manifestation is coming. I made up quite a few videos on that because I've experienced that to be true. You can just go into your, wait, is that blocking that? Move that over here. Live right there was blocking the website. Okay, so, but yes, absolutely. You go into a brief meditation to determine whether your manifestations are coming, and that is observing your inner dialogue without fighting it, without changing it, just watching your inner dialogue and see what it's talking about. And if it's talking about things that are leading you towards your manifestation, like if it's a relationship, you're getting ideas what you should be doing, and you're thinking about that person, like, after the fact, what are you going to be doing with this person? You're going to be traveling with this person. You're going to marry this person. Your inner dialogue is going to be imagining and picturing things that are associated with that manifestation already being complete. And you have that, if you've developed yourself to the point where you can monitor those things, you'll know whether or not that's coming or not. Yes. What do I do next? What do I do next? We're going to get into, like I said, we're going to get into lesson number 3 on Monday. If I get time this weekend, I'll jump on. I know I have the live conference on Saturday. All right. So, okay, one more question. Pamela Boosie. I wanted an extra $1,000. Today I received $700 deposit in my bank account. A few hours later, a $400 deposit. Very grateful. You got $100 more. That's always good. 1,100, and you were manifesting 1,000. You got 1,100. Congratulations. I'm a medium and I manifest a lot, but I want to manifest for self. I always helping others. You are, and there's no one to change but self. If you have that ability to be a medium or a psychic, then you have the ability to manifest for yourself as well. Very powerfully, actually. Very powerfully. Forgiveness sets yourself free, and your goal should be set free. Your physical body improves. Your aura shines. Forgiveness is for you. Love that. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so Blake Stratton. So once you determine that, okay, yeah, follow-up question. So once you determine that it's coming through observation of the inner dialogue, then you allow yourself to imagine other desires, but naturally you maintain singular focus. Another really good question. Yeah, because you're already going to be lead to. So what you're saying is you might be knocked off. If your inner dialogue might change, you're shifting to something else. That is a really good question. But I've always had success that way. And I'll move on to something different. Once my inner dialogue is going that way. So I think it can be multifaceted. because I've manifested multiple things at one time. So the inner dialogue can be multifaceted and manifest more than one thing at one time. It'll be like manifesting three different things at one time automatically once you've made those three different impressions. Absolutely, yes. And that's a really good question. Very deep, actually. Very impressive. Very impressive question. I wouldn't say that's overthinking either. I think that's a pretty logical question. Shows you have a very complex imagination, very keen ability to manifest. Very good. You are truly amazing. Thank you. You are truly amazing. You. Thank you all for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, yes. What a name. Yes, yes. That Uju NWA. NWA. Awesome. You are welcome. Portugal Club Podcast. I realized that I was afraid I wasn't going to love myself when I was wealthy and successful. So I had to make a promise to myself I'd keep loving myself and more. Keep that promise. Whatever you do, whenever you say you're going to do something, especially for yourself, make sure you keep that promise with yourself, because that's where love comes from. And liking yourself and being real, a real person. If you say you're going to do something, make sure you keep that promise to yourself and you fall in love with yourself. Say you're going to do something for yourself or for someone else, try to follow that as much as possible. You are your worst critic, believe it or not, whether you know it or not. Had issues with rich people, felt that way as interesting. Portugal Club Podcast, limited and ignorant. Yes. All right, so one more question. Oh, there's no more questions. The more I meditate or just be still, close my eyes, the more real it gets. I have millions. I don't see it in my hand, but it exists in reality. I love that. The more you do it, the more you create, imagine alike, the realer it becomes. Remember that if you get one takeaway from this live. The more you imagine something in your mind, the more you visualize it, the realer it becomes, the more it becomes your three-dimensional world. And the more natural it becomes, and the more you can believe it to be real in your 3D reality, because the world is you put it out. All right, everyone, I love you so much, and I will hopefully see you in the live event tomorrow at Mighty Networks. And like I said, this PDF printout is the very first link in the description if you want to get a copy of this. But we'll get into the third lesson Monday, maybe Sunday, but at the very latest, Monday morning. All right, I love